According to David Horowitz's summary, Cloward and Piden's strategy of forcing political change through orchestrated crises seeks to hasten the fall of capitalism by overloading government bureaucracies with a flood of impossible demands, thus pushing society into crises and into economic collapse. Folks, that's what's being perpetrated on you right now. Right now. I like reading science fiction. I read Jurassic Park. The movie was okay, but the book was better. And in Jurassic Park, if you remember, the protagonist in Jurassic Park was the mathematician. Anybody with me? Anybody read the book beside me? There he is right there. Get the flag up there, son. Show him I read it. All right. In that book, the protagonist is the mathematician who finds out that they're trying to take this yellow cake and to pull the dinosaurs' blood out of the mosquitoes to make this new park. And the mathematician says, man, you guys are getting ready to mess with the order of things. And he postulated to them what he called the chaos theory. Chaos theory means that you start with the order that you have that you want to change. In order to change the order, you create chaos. And out of chaos, you create a new world order. Friends, that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing these people moving with one thing in mind, to produce a one world government. That's what this is. I've been preaching this for a long time. In my church, I told them, I said, listen to me. You know, all of us in here, most of you in here, I would imagine, are Christians. Or peripheral Christians. But Christians nonetheless. One of the things that I preach, and I'm a graduate from Dallas Theological Seminary, I'm a premillennialist. I believe the rapture is going to occur before the tribulation takes place. I believe that's evidence in Scripture, whether you like it or not. Hello. Now, but what I've been telling my congregation as I preach and teach on eschatological things, end-time things, I said the one thing that we know is that they cannot go to a one-world government because of one instrument that stands in the way. Of course, they want to know, what is it, Pastor? What's standing in the way? Is it the church? Nope, not the church. It's not the church. But what is it? The Constitution of the United States that guarantees individual liberties based on the unalienable rights given to us by God. I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me loud and clear. In order for them to dispossess us of our Constitution, they've got to take down Christianity. That's why they're shooting so hard at Christianity. We have been bludgeoned and bullied right out of the public square. Pastors won't speak up. They're dead silent. Why? They're silent because they're holding the 501c3 non-taxable status over their head, saying, if you say anything, we'll pull it from you. And many of you who know what I did back in 2008 when I went on Mike Huckabee's show and said, I support John McCain, and I preach it from my pulpit. Come get me, IRS. Come get me. Come and get me, because I believe the Constitution trumps any rule or regulation of the IRS. And the Constitution guarantees me rights of freedom of speech and freedom of religion. And we were trying to push them to test us. Guess what they did? Like any bully would do when you stand up to them. They backed off. They backed off. They still haven't said anything yet. They may be waiting for something to change before they come after me. I don't care if they come after me. Listen, I'm going to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I'm going to tell my congregation, vote for this person because they represent the values that you have, not for this one because his values do not represent biblical values. That's what the pastors need to be doing, and they're not doing. And so what we're seeing is an orchestrated effort on the part of this administration. They have found what I call their rhythm. And by the way, this just didn't happen here with Barack Hussein Obama's administration. This has been coming for a long time. Is there a witness up in here? This has been coming for a long time. At the beginning of the 20th century, the Fabianists and the communists made up their minds that they're going to bring this country down. And they have infiltrated our government, they've infiltrated our schools, and they found, listen to me, out of a crisis, an effort to implement more government. It was called the New Deal. Everybody remember that? And listen to me, the New Deal established Social Security. And at that point, they began to feed us Pablo. Hello. And now we're used to soft tyranny, the government control. Then in the 60s, and Ronald Reagan in the 50s was out preaching and teaching about this health care plan. He was talking about Medicare and Medicaid. And he said, if they take this over, we'll be in trouble. They took it over, more government control, and they fed us more Pablo. Right now, most of us in here, and I don't want to call their names, some of us in here, let me say that. Some of us in here will say, I want my liberties. I'm a conservative, but I want my Social Security check. And give me my Medicaid and my Medicare. I'm qualified to talk about this because I'm from the African American community. Is that a surprise to you? And I have seen what Johnson's administration, the Great Society program, has done to my community. It has literally destroyed the social engineering and the government manipulation of my community. Devastating the community. They came in the 1960s and they said to the black family, which was a strong institution in our community, said to the black family, we'll give you a housing allowance, we'll give you food stamps, we'll give you all kinds of government subsidies, but make sure the man is not in the house. So out goes the father, and the family is disintegrated when the father is not present in the home. So decade after decade after decade of the government destroying our families and producing a mindset in our community of something for nothing, depending upon the government. They have created Frankenstein's monster, and they are Frankenstein. So they exercise this kind of program. I call it social engineering in our community, and they destroyed our community, folks. They destroyed it. They have created a mindset within our community that expects the government to help them. They practice on us. Now they're ready to do it to you. I'm telling you what I see. Francis Schaeffer, in his book called A Christian Manifesto, points out what we are experiencing at the time of his book in 1981. And certainly what we are witnessing now is a clash between two worldviews. These worldviews are the Christian worldview and the human secularist worldview. The Christian worldview, which is evident in the Declaration of Independence and the framing of our government, begins with a creator, the sovereign God of the universe. The other worldview, the atheistic human secularist worldview, begins with man. Commenting on these two worldviews, Schaeffer says this, quote, these two worldviews stand in total and in complete antithesis to each other in content and also in natural results, including sociology and government results, and specifically including law. It is not that these two worldviews are different only in how they understand the nature of reality and existence. They also inevitably produce totally different results. It is clear, that's unquote, it is clear from this point of view, Francis Schaeffer says that these two worldviews are irreconcilable. We as Christians, we need to recognize that. That it's just like water and gasoline doesn't mix. Human secularism and Christianity doesn't mix. When one is in play, the other one is not.